ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Paladins Gauntlet. We're here in North America for day 2 of this extravaganza here. We have, obviously, myself, Ray Day, and Hi-Rez Pretty here going in with the cast, but we've got more action than we can cast. There's too many good plays coming out. The first seeded team from the Challengers has basically dethroned the champion circuit.
They have moved up. Basic M have taken out Fake Out and have moved on to their next opponent. It will be Team AGG, formerly known as Spawn Killed, who's very close in the Champions Circuit split. In fact, it was only a tiebreaker that separates them from Fake Out. So Febrii have a very, very good chance to take them out as well and go on to face Eager.
That's right. Febrii are looking sharp as ever, led by the talents of Evulli on the Bomb King, but Team AGG, they may have a Bomb King in their lineup, and that could be, admittedly, where we see how Evulli really is as a player. You have to be mutable. Here are the maps that they will be banning out. AGG selects no Ice Mines, Febrii, no Timber Mill, and so Jaguar Falls will be the first game.
As we head into the Champions Draft, I think you make a great point here about the Bomb King. That was such a big factor for Febrii in the first series. The fact that this Bomb King was uncontested to them in terms of pick, in terms of Fake Out didn't want it. So this major factor in their team fights, they didn't have to worry about picking. It was literally like the second to last, if not the last pick every single time.
Yeah, and that secured basically a first pick for them.
It gave them so much room to draft.
It was a free first pick. It gave them so much room to draft. They got the perfect lineup they want. They got the perfect damage dealers they want. Usually you have to give something up, and that is what we're going to have to see here. If I was AGG, I don't know. I would be concerned about Evulli's Bomb King. Now, with Febrii not knowing how AGG will draft, do they take Bomb King earlier to secure that huge carry?
We'll have to see if AGG was doing their homework there, but it will be the Makoa Cassie. Febrii are favoring this Cassie.
People don't like to do homework on Sunday.
For Madman. That could come back.
Or they save it all till Sunday.
That's very true.
I did both of those things.
We'll see if they procrastinated or were proactive there. Madman, though, on Cassie almost every game in the last set, and Droxus going to be locked in as well. Still no Barracks, still no Ying picked up here. It wasn't super impactful for me in that first series. I don't know, they were grabbing it, but like I mentioned, it just felt like maybe because they had to as opposed to that's what they wanted.
Oh, and here it is. They don't necessarily trust that AGG would let it go. So they third pick, or realistically they 3-4 pick the Bomb King, right? So now they've got Victor as well. They allow the Ying through, and this is what they were doing. This is what they didn't have to do before. They could take the Ying away from Barrack. Yeah. And now they've got to secure the BK.
So the Ying gonna be definitely locked in there, like you mentioned. This is gonna be interesting. Were they forced to secure it a little bit earlier? Their EV locked in as well, sent back in. What will Febrii round out with? It will be the Pit.
Okay. This will be interesting. I mean, either way, Pip, he makes things interesting. I
see
right?
What you did there.
And obviously, you see Eevee being selected. Febrii know how to deal with the Eevee. The thing they don't necessarily know how to deal with now is the Ying. And that creates the deployable nightmare I'm talking about. You want to get scared? Talk about shooting 6 things on the point, including a Fernando. That's never fun.
But if there's a man to do it, it is Evulli on this Bomb King for the team of Febrii. Mystic Gods on Victor. Supersully is going to be playing Makoa Madman once again on Cassie and PowTecH. Going to see what he can do on Pip.
Grapple. On the side of AGG, the third place team in the champion circuit will play Barrack and hold down the point with his turrets. Ying, she's going to be healing up as ElZulu. PrinceDannyTV, he will be playing Androxus. Who else did you expect? The carry on the side of AGG. Graham, he's going to follow up on Eevee, and Rovaniik, the Bomb King specialist, finds himself on the tank.
That's the big tell here for this series. Rovaniik, one of the premier Bomb Kings in the champion circuit there, so that is why this Bomb King had to be picked up third pick. It is now a contested pick. Febrii have much less room to draft, but Supersully still grappling in Grapple with that hook there, and they're able to get the first blood.
We saw Grapple do so well as the Makoa, but he didn't do nearly as well as the Barrack. Gets insta-kill, but PrinceDannyTV with a triple kill, but he gets outdone by the double kill from Bomb King. So double kills, triple kills, hooks and kills. Everybody is going down, and it's left the point to be contested. 27% though, trying to even things up is AGG.
But through all of that, AGG were able to maintain control, so the triple kill getting a little bit more done than Evulli's double there. Reads the option, sets up the trap onto Graham.
Oh my God, that was beautiful.
Gorgeous play coming out from Evulli here. He is showing no signs of slowing down, so PrinceDanny gonna force the parking brake on him and send him back to spawn.
Evulli is just showing that he knows the game. And now AGG, they know the game as well because they've captured the objective. They slayed Evulli the first time he died in the fight, ends in a loss of the capture point for him and his team. So Febrii are going to look to redo their strategy here. It's not going to work. They've stepped it up a ladder, and they now have to play against some bigger boys who are ready to go ahead and make their name in the champions. In the Gauntlet, excuse me.
Graham getting set up now on the payload here. Evulli still putting down pressure from the high ground. A nice poppy bomb will be enough just to barely grind that 50-50 over the rail there. Rovaniik there taking him out though, and reads the poppy bomb into the back line here. And now Febrii are going to be down a man. MystiXGoDZ is pretty uncontested right now, just firing clip after clip. Rovaniik is looking for an angle into the flank. He will find PowTecH on the pip, sets him on fire, but PowTecH is going to be able to sustain himself for a time here. PrinceDanny gets a clutch pick as well.
PrinceDanny's doing really well in this game to zone out with the Androxus, but talk about zoning. Look at this play by Rovaniik. He's being so aggressive. The man who plays Bomb King all the time is getting a double kill onto PowTecH and MystiXGoDZ. He knows what he needs to do to apply offensive pressure. He's just transitioned it onto a champion with a lot more health, and now Evulli jumps in, but PrinceDannyTV has his mark. That Bomb King is going to be a lot less effective if he's consistently dead thanks to an Androxus, and PrinceDannyTV, he does not want to be outdone here on his role, but PowTecH is going to slay him in the air as Pip. Pretty impressive.
Showing why he earned Nick's pick this week here. Evulli has the King Bomb available to him there, but that is a big tool. Doesn't want to use it at any opportune moments. Wants to get full value out of it. 50 seconds remain. A nice hook will pull Rovaniik back out of position there, and the boys of Febrii are able to take him out. A huge jolt poppy bomb displaces Barrack, but I don't even know if they knew that they happened, but good job, Evulli. You watch this back, know that you did good.
Know that you did well, my friend, and you took that Barrack and you just hit him with a bomb, and that was what he wanted to do. That's the success that he's had so far. The poppy bomb, it's been so valuable for them. The Immortal comes out, and it gets 3 members in it, and this is beautiful. They've got some uncontested time here where they cannot die, and they can do damage to Febrii, and now, thanks to Rovaniik's fireball, he secures the kill onto Evulli. PrinceDannyTV slays MystiXGoDZ, and he gets another kill onto Madman. You know who's the Madman? PrinceDanny right now. He's securing kills. He's helping to zone. Rovaniik and the squad of AGG make this an easy 2-0 and take a commanding lead in this game 1.
Taking a look at some of these items now. It's going to be very split here. Will they go with Haven? And a lot of Quad Haven coming out, in fact, from Febrii right now. They got to respect the damage out of PrinceDanny. This gives Graham a lot of room to do some work here as well on Evie, as well as Rovaniik's zones are going to be that much more effective on Fernando, as they are both area damage based here. Team AGG, though, is having to be split in their defense, going for the 2 Haven, 3 Blast Shield.
And the Master Ridings as well, being picked up by the Evie, being picked up by the Fernando, looking to have some strong flanking pressure as they move into this point. The early game in this battle is so important. There are several choke points that are very difficult to get around and, of course, make a comeback. If you win the first or you win 2 out of the 3 fights that normally take place on these objectives, you pretty much secure a capture. And there it is, 2 ultimates here. PowTecH, he's going to make things interesting and kill Rovaniik. Evulli will zone out but find nothing on the King Bomb, and that is unusual for him, but he wants a kill in return. Grapple is the one he sets his eyes to, and now he's going to poppy bomb beautifully with Jolt out of the fight and give his team a second chance to try and win this capture again.
But 50% already taken for AGG. PrinceDanny is whole and healthy with Rovaniik now in the backlines. This is going to be disastrous for Febrii. The hook is good for the Peel. Pops the Ancient Rage. Supersully trying to take control of this fight back, but PrinceDanny heads straight back to the backline there. Madman cleans him off the face of the earth, but now has Rovaniik to deal with.
They cannot deal with this Fernando, and this is the problem. They can't get him down fast enough. He's got a fireball. He's going to do some damage and throw that shield, and what do you do with that, Nick? He just just runs with the shield. You can't chase him for 10 years. You've got points ticking on. 93% on the side of AGG, and the zone is so strong. They just want to kill Graham. They don't want to capture the objective.
They didn't make any moves there. The way Madman gave up on the chasing the Fernando, I expected them to give up on chasing the Eevee as well, but the zone from him is going to be good. Rovaniik with the long-distance fireball, boom, laying down the long arm of the law on Madman.
Long arm of the law. It reminds me of one of my favorite shows coming on tonight, but it looks like the favorite show that you all are watching that Prince Danny's going to watch back tonight. It's going to be his replay as he's taking down what hopefully is PowTecH before he escapes into the safety, the haven of his portal there to heal back up, but it will not be enough. Evulli is back and he's trying to slay ElZulu, but Nick, it doesn't seem like he's had the same impact in previous games as he's having now.
Team AGG are stepping it up. They know how to play against this Bomb King right now. A lot of ultimates are available for them as well, but they are going to be scouted out by Madman's Cassie right now. Rovaniik is hooked into a bad spot. MystiXGoDZ will chew through that HP very quickly.
Quickly is the answer because they need things to happen quickly. PrinceDannyTV, he cleans things up here. 3 kills for him, 4 for PrinceDannyTV, and he's gonna go there with the BM, standing like a boss, just waiting to go ahead and zone them out with the reversal. He lands it and gets an extra nether step as if he needed one. The King Bomb is coming and he wants to find a target. The Barrage will secure one, but it will not be enough. ElZulu and Grapple take down PowTecH and Evulli, and now it's just PrinceDannyTV for cleanup, and that's the game. AGG 1, Febrii 0.
This is tough now for Febrii because Rovaniik is such a good Bomb King. The fact that they have lost all their space to draft Prince Danny is going to be super effective, as we just saw on that Androxus. So now Febrii have to think about taking this away as well as protecting their Bomb King pick.
This is where we see teams, do you really deserve to be there? You got to play well, you got to pick well. There's so many different elements now that come into play that Evulli and his squad from Febrii didn't have to go against. Let's see what the stats have to tell us. But Nick, for you, what are you actually looking at in terms of these post-game stats to try and differentiate where things went wrong this game for Febrii?
I'm looking at Evulli's damage here because it just seemed like he was a little less quiet this game, and 29,000 damage will be even almost below his tanks. MystiXGoDZ outdid him as well. Lowest credit score in the game. Evulli has taken a bit of a tumble here in game number 1 on this Bomb King.
That's true. PrinceDannyTV, he was the man who stood out. 52,000 damage on Androxus. There was just no stopping him. Although he had the same amount of deaths as most of the players on pretty much both teams, he was just outstanding in terms of his ability to consistently land his revolver shots. And you know what happens when Androxus doesn't miss. It's bad news for the enemy team.
We'll have to see what Febrii wants to respond with in terms of the maps as we head over to the map screen to see game number 2 will be played on Frog Isle here.
I'm just kidding. We see these maps quite a lot, so feigning the enthusiasm. But Frog Isle, we just saw that a couple of games ago, and they're going to face off in that open area. A lot of hazards, a lot of open space. Eevee's good here. Victor can be good here. Drogos can be really good here.
Yeah, the maps are not really the talking point of the series. It is all going to be about the draft right now. Team AGG have that first pick. Will they grab the Fernando again? Rovaniik was very effective on it. I have to say the zones were incredible there. Looking pretty lazy-esque there in the back line, taking on 3 or 4.
He was actually, I mean, I talked about PrinceDannyTV, but I think he was really more of the reason why they won. And he wasn't even on Bomb King. In fact, I think that if he goes on Bomb King, if Evulli can play someone else, they would have a lesser performance there if he was not on Fernando.
Yeah, not to take anything away from Prince Danny, and nothing like a spicy quadra to lock things down. Febrii going to take that off the table immediately, saying, sir, we learned our lesson. We're not going to let you have that again.
Well, here's what's interesting. They're now playing a different strategy. I cannot tell if this is them reacting and saying, we have to take that away from you, we're worried, or if they are now going with a different game plan, saying, we know how to win this. Here is our next choice.
That's right. So, with Rovaniik potentially playing this Fernando, do Febrii recognize this and hold off on picking it now? Or do AGG have the champion pools here to be able to pick up the Bomb King as well as the Fernando, have somebody else play the Fernando and stick Rovaniik on that Bomb King to still be effective? We'll have to see.
That's very interesting. The Bomb King, it seems like they're going to let them have the BK. But now with Rovaniik playing the Fernando, The question is, are they going to secure? They will. They're going to switch Rovaniik off of Fernando. They're going to have someone else on that team, possibly ElZulu, pick that up.
I would imagine.
And then now they're going to be able to get it. So Febrii looks like they kind of drafted saying, oh, Rovaniik, he's the bomb king. He's already on Fernando. Well, we can save it to the end. And now we're going to have to see what Evulli can play outside of the king.
We'll have to see if it's that Drogos there, Evulli there. If you play a projectile character, if he's in that mindset, he's been playing it all day, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him on this Drogos there. Great counter to Fernando and Barrick there, so be able to shut that down as well. Febrii did take away the Ying this time, so hopefully they'll be able to have more of an impact there. We'll say who's playing who, and it will be Rovaniik playing that Bomb King for AGG. Grapple is going to be on the Barrick. ElZulu, like you predicted, going to be on the Fernando. PrinceDanny taking up the bow this time around. Graham going to be rounding things out as the Winter Witch.
So what's interesting is MystiXGoDZ no longer on the Victor. He's now on the, he is now going to be on the Drogos. So switching to the Blaster, Evulli seems to feel more comfortable with Victor on this map and his second choice. So Madman, because the Cassie wasn't on the table, elects for the Androxus. They elect to take the Androxus away from PrinceDannyTV, and then PrinceDanny responds with the Cassie. And so now Supersully just consistent getting that first pick, Makoa. That may be more of the story than anything. Supersully has not played anything but Makoa.
Very effective there on that turtle. Very effective on this map is Makoa. Laying down the Grumpy Bomb bright and early now. Long-range fire spit will not connect. Evulli picks up the first blood onto Grapple before going down to Graham here. No team is taking control of the capture point just yet. Keeping them pinned back in their spawn right now. Rovaniik, or Zulu, excuse me, falling low on that Fernando, but finds the kill onto Supersully. Almost disengaged off the map. PrinceDanny juggling and having some fun with Febrii.
It's a circus out here because ElZulu was about 30 health away from going down, and Febrii couldn't find it. 57% on the capture objective and ticking. And it looks like they are zoning out so well. Febrii will be hopeful to even get a toe onto this point to contest. And now it looks like they have, but Rovaniik, he's got minds of his own. He wants to slay Madman. Supersully goes down. PowTecH as well. PrinceDannyTV continues where he left off, as well as Team AGG. And that is GG on the first objective.
Rovaniik on this Bomb King, showing Febrii what a real champion circuit Bomb King can do for them there. Really being so effective, not only because Rovaniik can play it, but taking it away from Febrii is just spelling disaster for them. And now we have to ask ourselves the question, what else can Evulli play here? We see him on that hit scan Victor, forcing his teammate MystiXGoDZ to be playing the Drogos there. Is he a one-trick pony that is now hurting Febrii more than helping them?
That's a great question, because now you'll see their champion pool. We talk about it. Diversity in your champion will make you the ultimate winner. That's why Match Point, that's why it looks like Burrito, D69, they are so good. They're qualified for Atlanta, trying to find the second here. MystiXGoDZ helping his team out to defend, but that defense comes at the cost right now of being down 1-0. So, Victor, as Evulli, gets the first kill on Grapple, goes down immediately after. Do you think that was him or just the aggressive approach AGG took to that fight?
He was pretty poked out there. I wouldn't put it on him all the way there, being very put in a rough position by Eevee right now. Eevee Victor, one of the more favorable matchups for Eevee. Double kill, MystiXGoDZ landing some hot rockets in the backline. We see this right now. The Eevee is diving on Evulli right now. Doesn't want to let him get off the ground. But the peel is there from Supersully on the Makoa. Heads up play.
Yo, MystiXGoDZ didn't opt for honey barbecue on his wings, man. He got super hot. He got the hottest you could get, man. And look at this, the long-range rockets just securing so much pressure and zoning pressure, Nick, that you talked about. The forward guarding is taking place here better than they have done in a long time. Of course, they haven't been on the defense in a long time. AGG forcing them into a bit of a pickle here, but the Dragon seems well prepared.
Dragon Punch is available as well. Immortal is there to counter it. Obviously, neither of them know that, so we'll have to see if MystiXGoDZ wants to come out early with it. A nice hook, but he's saved by the railing there. Does not get pulled onto the high ground there. ElZulu will be saved for now. Grapple picks up Madman right now. MystiXGoDZ is going pretty uncontested right now. He's flying all over the place. Finally gets spotted out, taken from the sky by PrinceDanny.
And that projectile character of Cassie, she could still do a good job of hitting champions like Drogos.
She's a fast projectile speed.
They move very quickly. So he's kind of in the air a lot. He was doing good with his movement. 8 seconds left, though, and they don't spot out Graham. The stun from the Grumpy Bomb. The ultimate's going to secure that. They want to push this to the end, and if they can get a wipe, they just might. There it is, Graham with the double kill. Evulli, though, follows in suit and gets a double kill of his own, but no one's at the point. He has to run in, but Victor, buddy, that's not your job. And they go ahead and secure a 2-0.
2-0 lead for AGG right now. This is very dangerous. The impact that the capture and conversion has in round one is so devastating for the defenders right now. Going with the quintuple hit, not respecting MystiXGoDZ, or maybe just wanting to say, hey, they do have 4 hit scans here, so we need to just go ahead and pick up these havens here. Master Ridings are coming out in spades from AGG.
I think that's where you're seeing a couple of these things come into play, right? MystiXGoDZ is playing very well. And honestly, his ability to go in and use his area control in the air, but also the fact that he's not being mitigated to his advantage, applying that type of pressure, is what's going to make the difference here. As Grapple sets up onto the point with a Grumpy Bomb to keep him nice and cozy and space out Febrii.
Has the lockdown available to them as well if they aggress directly on the point, but they're just circumventing this barrack right now. Dragon Punch going to get around up onto the high ground there. Doesn't connect onto anyone, and Grapple gives his life for it.
Yeah, and that's life that's going to matter so much. AGG is going to help out team with 1 point here, and he's got 48%. He's got... Obviously, the fact that this team is already leading in this set means so much to them, and having to relax here, but they've zoned so well. They've got 69% on the point. It seems like everything is rolling in their favor, and it's just hard for Febrii to stop the momentum.
90%. No one from Febrii is anywhere near this. Grumpy Bomb comes out. The zone is going to be successful. 3-0 lead now for AGG here. They are in a position to take game number 2 in very quick fashion here. 6 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes remain on the push, and AGG are rolling.
There it is. They're rolling, and they're trying to roll into a victory. It could be this moment here. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. Now Rovaniik, his time to show his mastery with the Bomb King, and it's been pretty uncontested thus far here. Everyone on Febrii is getting a big wake-up call. It's Sunday morning, and it's daylight savings, and they seem to have not set their clocks for the right time. They just don't know how to deal with the pressure from Rovaniik and the entire AGG lineup here. PrinceDannyTV being one of the keys, as well as Rovaniik, of course, as we mentioned, to securing this victory. ElZulu zoning out just as well as Rovaniik did on the Fernando, and he's going to secure MystiXGoDZ, their only unmitigated source of damage. And so now it could be an easy push if they kill this Androxus.
PrinceDanny really low right now. Cannot afford to eat too many more shots from this Androxus. 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining. Graham is in a great position, but he's going to wormhole out instead. Rather would keep himself alive here. Getting grouped up now on this high ground is AGG. A nice blink over the rocks. We'll get a couple of surprise shots here before being wormholing out right now. The Soar is going to be good as well. Beautiful ice block in reaction to that Makoa shot, and the Grumpy Bomb stun is going to be good as well. Madman picks up 2 in response here. 1 minute remains on the push. Can Febrii stabilize?
That's the key. If they're going to stabilize, it's going to happen now. But Graham, he has other ideas in mind. Madman's going to slay him down. The Cassie moving forward as the Androxus. He's going to basically try and get the kill. He played Cassie last game is what I meant, but Androxus now, he's going to secure his death, and that is not what he wants to do. He needs to help defend this with his team, but they are falling one at a time. And now PrinceDannyTV with the long range. He tries to heal up, but he actually puts himself back into combat, and he's getting hunted down, but Madman gets taken down by Rovaniik in the process. The Immortal comes out from Fernando to secure the kill. The Grumpy Bomb there to save the space. Makoa has to get stunned, or he has to fight, and it's going to be both. And there it is. He gets taken down. AGG with a clean 4-0 sweep to end the game and push it to 2-0 in this best-of-5 set.
Hitting them with the swiftness right now. I need Febrii to come out with a smarter draft right here. They take the Androxus away from PrinceDanny, but they give up the Bomb King. They give up the Cassie. The Madman was being so effective on it. I think Febrii need to focus on playing their own game right now instead of trying to take things away from AGG.
That's true. That's what I mentioned. That was my worry, because they were doing so well, and it's so oftentimes when you get a bump in the road that you start saying, oh man, maybe I was heading down the wrong path this whole time. No, you weren't. You were doing a great job. You just have to keep it up. And that's where I think taking that Androxus too early put Madman at a disadvantage.
Exactly.
PrinceDannyTV felt comfortable on Cassie.
Yeah,
still.
he's not. That's the big point here. Prince Danny is not a bad Cassie player. 55,000 damage, the most in the game. 21 and 4, 11 streak. Prince Danny really is kind of just shrugging that off. He's like, all right, if you want me to play cat, I'll kill you with whoever.
Yeah.
Like, you need to focus on playing your game right now if you're Febrii.
If you're going to counter him, take Cassie and take Androxus. That is the only way, but then you're going so deep. Who do you give up there? Unless Evulli can play either one of those. And then, of course, they're still saving his potential for the Bomb King. If no one else can play that, they're really having to either give up Bomb King in the draft and secure Madman, you know, obviously on the Cassie, and then Androxus pick. It's a lot to be able to think about. Muppers wants to play, but we're gonna have to say not today, buddy. He wants that evil scientist pip skin. He just wants those playing hours with his friends.
AGG here just want to go ahead and move on from this right now. Move to the next draft here. It will be Fishing Village played. Map number 3. AGG have the chance to close this one out.
That's right. Fishing Village is a beautiful map. Eevee will do well here. We'll also see Victors do well, but if they're on the same team as Eevee, otherwise they're pretty easy bait. Also, looking at this game with Supersully on the Makoa, he has some hazard zones to be able to mess around with here, and he could use that to his advantage, especially if the payload is initially pushed. It heads right to that dock, and he could definitely throw some people off. Definitely.
Fishing Village going to have some impact here on the game, but the draft is really what's going to be important here. What can Febrii do to turn things around? Down 0-2 against AGG. Bomb King is a big, crucial pick. Prince Danny made Androxus a crucial pick here in this series. It wasn't necessarily something Febrii was prioritizing in the previous series, but now they've had to take a long look at it to see if they want to take it. I mean, they've shown that he's impactful on Cassie as well as Androxus here. So if I'm Febrii, I'm saying you just we'll try to deal with Prince Danny as best we can here, but we got to get our guys on what they're comfortable with.
And again, I think we mentioned this. It's so easy to mute your basically change your strategies based on one player. But if one player has an extraordinary game, it's going to affect the entire match. And that's what Evulli did last set. Prince Danny seems to be doing it here.
So Febrii grabbing that Fernando up real quick. And obviously a very impactful pick.
This is interesting.
No matter where.
This one right here. This second pick. This is going to determine a lot. Okay.
So AGG prioritizing that Androxus for themselves here. They want to get their man back in the plan there with Androxus. Febrii have 2 picks to respond with. One will be Madman's Cassie here. The next, Barrack Ying's still on the table here, but this hasn't been, neither of those picks have been really stand out for me in this series, so I would be surprised if we saw it will be the Victor taken away.
Now, my thought process is if they have Victor now at this stage in the game, they force the Bomb King decision to be made here, which obviously helps in terms of the healer selection. They don't have as many options to the healer. If they are going to pick it, they got to pick it now. They might go Barrack Ying, but if they don't, then obviously Febrii get that first selection of the healer. They take Bomb King away from Evulli before anything else. That's a big pick.
But he can play the Victor. We've seen that. He wasn't necessarily bad on it in the last game. He was just under a lot of pressure. Do Febrii take away the Eevee Ying here? No, they're going to take the Buck.
He's okay here. He really is okay. Fishing Village Buck can do a lot of things, a lot of open space.
Whoa.
Actually, Maldamba is very strong here, too. A lot of line of sights to the point to keep your targets healed up and stay safe. And so I do not mind this lineup at all.
So that's what, I think that's where they're putting their eggs right now, is the Maldamba Buck. They're going to try to keep this Buck alive right now, but AGG have such a strong point presence in the Barrack Ying and Makoa right now. Androxus, I think he does well against Buck because of not only his verticality, but reversal buys a lot of time. Buck needs to get in and get out quickly in finding his kills right now, and Androxus is certainly going to prevent that from happening.
And now to get into potentially the final game of AGG versus Febrii on the second rung of the Gauntlet ladder. AGG are here waiting for their challengers from the Challenger Circuit, Febrii, who've dethroned the 4th place seed, and they're ready for battle on Fishing Village. Grapple will be on Makoa. Zulu, he'll be on Ying. Rovaniik on Bomb King. Graham on Barrack, and PrinceDannyTV gets that Androxus.
And it's all Havens coming out for them as well, because Evulli's going to be on Buck. That's direct damage. Madman on Cassie is as well. PowTecH on Victor is. And Vex30 coming in with the hot sub right now with that deft hand. Supersully,
pinch hitter,
rounding things out with Fernando.
Jeez, and he's got deft hand as well.
So, for the snake, boys.
So seriously going for the snake stuns. One of the keys about Maldamba is his ability to not only fire at a very high clip rate. He has one of the biggest clips in the game with 10, but then he's he's going to be able to reload and stun if he lands it. PowTecH gets a kill on ElZulu, and it's already starting well, but 30% on the side of AGG. Before this fight has really even gone on, they sent Fernando onto the point to go and contest, and Buck, the shotgun sniper, is going to slay Rovaniik with the help of PowTecH there. 33.6% actually, and if PrinceDannyTV stays alive here, they've wasted a lot of energy into chasing him.
It looks like Febrii fed that reversal pretty hard there with hurt, which really hurt Evulli's pursual of PrinceDanny right now, because he did a good job with his trigger discipline, not feeding it, and then turns out takes a bunch of damage and resets the cooldown of the Nether Step right now. And PrinceDanny is using that to its fullest advantage right now. AGG take a convincing win in this team fight and capture the point.
Rovaniik is on his Bomb King. PrinceDannyTV, he's on his Androxus. They feel so confident. They feel so at home on these champions. And they're two damage champions that have been buying enough time for the tanks of AGG and Barrack and Makoa and Ying to stand on the point and win those fights before they even fight, Nick. We talked about this yesterday.
Definitely there. The Grumpy Bomb going to zone out a couple of members here. Getting a lot of room to push off the start is AGG right now. This is huge because what this does puts them at halfway already with 2 minutes remaining in the push. So AGG can afford to lose a couple of fights here and still have a chance at converting in this first round.
That's their goal. They want to convert as soon as possible, but they want to make sure they convert in any regard. Grapple gets the kill onto Madman, and for me, Vex30, he is the potential answer. He may be the potential problem, too. We haven't seen or followed along with him in this game. He's got a big task ahead of him to keep his homie Fernando up at the top. Over there and topped off with the gourd potentially going down. It's going to cause some damage and cause a little bit of healing. Won't be able to affect the targets he wants, though. That healing is not huge. It's consistent, though, and that is the key. He's got a lot of flankers on his team that are running away from his healing, and so unless he moves off of the Fernando, he's not going to be able to do enough of a healing job as I think he wants to do.
He's
Hasn't missed a snake.
a lot of these mending spirits, too, which is, it's not super obvious, but you can see when the hot is not being applied to his teammates, and right now Vex is missing a good amount of these. And I don't believe he has the card right now to refund his cooldown if he misses. It doesn't look like he does. Gourd is coming down right now to try and do something. Can't really miss that one, but he finally gets hooked out and taken out.
See, for me, here's Androxus, PrinceDannyTV. They're going to clean this one up unless something unusual happens. I doubt that they've had a lot of time to really prep Azam Damba with their lineup. I think this is something they're trying out.
It's the last-ditch effort.
And for me, Nick, he just isn't doing enough. I think he's personally more of an offensive champion in terms of the support route because of that clip size and the huge, very fast fire rate.
He's good as the pocket healer, you know, that we saw. We saw him picked up with Ruckus, be very effective. Make it easy for him to land his mending spirits because it's a very precise target that you have to hit there with the hit, scan, heal. If you miss it, that's 3 seconds where no one on your team is being healed right now. And so it could be having an outstanding impact on Febrii's teamfight as a whole. One missed heal from Vex is going to spell disaster.
Yeah, and again, it's not even that crucial healing. It's not going to save you from PrinceDannyTV headshotting you, right? It's going to help you in that longer fight if Buck is there using his recovery to continue to outlast an Androxus. But the key is you got to kill the Androxus eventually. They're revealed by Cassie. And now they know where everyone is. Febrii is coming along, but here's Rovaniik. He's got the King Bomb. He split up the targets, but he knows the distance perfectly. He's trying to kill PowTecH, and now he's not able to find it yet. And now ElZulu, he's in trouble. He's not there for his teammate because Evulli slays Rovaniik, but PrinceDannyTV follows along, and a double kill on the side of AGG will help to secure this capture objective. 87%, and they have not touched the point.
Yeah, beautiful stuff from PrinceDanny. There are 3 kills, I believe, in that fight there. Almost uncontested. Barely had a chance to go down. A great juke. We saw him bring the Fernando off the high ground and just sent himself right back up with Nether Step. So a great knowledge of what Androxus can do, really abusing the verticality on this map here.
And just abusing the perfect timing, abusing the ledges, abusing underneath and forcing the Buck to hit his head when he's trying to jump after him. Just positioning himself so expertly over this wall and being able to drop back in and then into the Makoa shell. It's a coordination right now AGG are showing that takes time to develop. And though both of these teams have been playing for the last several weeks, it just feels like AGG has honed their strategies on this map. Playing against Matchpoint, playing against Eager, they want a chance to go ahead and redeem their previous 3rd place and potentially secure the 2nd spot and a trip it to Atlanta. It's all up to this push because they can have it right here.
Prince Danny got a little excited there with that accursed arm. Didn't get a whole lot out of it and trades out his life right now. ElZulu is keeping everyone just so healthy right now. Here comes the Dread Serpent out of Maldamba there, looking to mix things up in this team fight. Rovaniik takes him down almost immediately, though. Febrii are starting to take this fight back a little bit, though. Rovaniik is very low. Madman takes out the healer finally, but Prince Danny has returned, and with him, he brings 2 kills.
He's a walk in the skies for the Androxus players. Simple and easy. They go ahead and sweep Febrii out of the Gauntlet.
Sheesh.
And take their place, which is now potentially second in the champions kind of run. Here it is now. Gauntlet is facing 2 champion circuit teams, second and third right now. Eager is waiting for the winner of this, and now the third place team, Team AGG has beaten Febrii, the challenger from the challengers circuit, and they are now going to play each other to determine who goes to Atlanta in January. This is huge.
It still sends a good message from Febrii, from the challenger circuit.
I like this.
It's a healthy circuit that we've seen a lot of competition come out of it. We're showing just how close some of these challenger teams are to the caliber of the champions teams right now. But it will be AGG taking them out and heading on to face Eager.
It's going to be beautiful. And of course, they're fighting for a trip to Atlanta in January. That's where we're going to have the Paladins Invitational, the Hi-Rez Expo, the Smite World Championships. It'll all be there, and this ticket will get you in the door. Of course, there's 25% off for all the viewers watching today, and even if you're not watching today, you can take this code and purchase your ticket tomorrow or right this instant using Gauntlet as the keyword, and that will get you 25% off of those sweet and spicy tickets. And like I said, me and Pretty Hair will be there, so you can hang out. You can get a hug from Pretty Hair.
Definitely. That's still on the table.
That's still on the table, though. And either way, we're going to come back with some fantastic Paladins action for you. Don't go anywhere. We've got a giveaway in chat. Make sure you fill that out. Get some Founders Packs before they change next week. And we'll see you for final game of the day.
Final series.